Cool. All right, what's up, guys? How's it going? My name's Brandon Monahan, and I'm going to be talking to you guys about transactional content and how VizCap Media is using transactional content in all of our ads and creatives that we're making for my brands personally and for some of our clients. So, who am I? I'm Brandon Monahan. I started on Amazon about 5 years ago, maybe 6 years ago now, but I had a lot of success there, did really well. But at the end of the day, I didn't own any of my customers. I wasn't able to retarget them, upsell them, cross-sell them, or really even build a relationship with them. So I ended up moving into Shopify, got started in some print on demand. Did pretty well there. Drop shipping did pretty well there. Eventually worked my way up to private labeling just to have something a little bit more sustainable and longer term. And then eventually started formulating and doing our own things to make our own brands. And over that time, I started figuring out that, I ended up getting a partner, having a partner. His name's Justin Kemperman. And we started working together like 4 years ago. Maybe 3 years ago now, something like that. But, over this time from moving from Amazon to Shopify and then, leveling up in each stage of doing Shopify, I found out that my superpower is in creative. So Justin would handle everything more so from ads and analytics, and I would do everything more from funnel to design and creative. Which, that kind of brought us to where we are today with, we were using this company VizCap. They were doing extremely well with our brand Shine Armor, and their content was just incredible. It was on brand. It converted well, and eventually we ended up coming into the company because we loved it so much. So yeah, it's a bit about me. And today I'm basically going to talk to you guys about 3 of the biggest frameworks that we use to kickstart a campaign with our clients or my own personal company. So these 3 frameworks are pretty much proven to work really, really well right out the gate. I'm going to break this down for you. So the first one we have is our viral relators. These are really based in storytelling and have a viral aspect with a lot of other kind of components that make it captivating and engaging. And then we have our Ugc Hybrids. So it's the user-generated content, and we call it a hybrid because we bring in elements from that viral relator that make it a little bit more engaging than just somebody talking into a phone and having a raw user-generated content kind of feel. And then the last one is just our Ugc demos, and those are pretty much the raw, uncut, unscripted kind of feeling frameworks that you see a lot of today with people just talking into their phone with basic captions, and it's really authentic feeling type of content. So cool. I'm going to hop into it, and we'll start with the viral relators. Here's one of our companies, Miracle. This video in particular has done extremely well. I mean, all of the videos that I'm going to be going over here have, in one way or another, done extremely well. They've been really successful right out the gate and have allowed us to scale really, really quickly, really aggressively. I mean, this one, for example, has, from day 1 to 30 days later, has done, 7 figures in sales just from this specific one video. So lots of really powerful things in here to take away, guys. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the video. I'm going to break it down at different parts to kind of point out key components. And then I'm going to let the video ride at the end. I'll replay it so you guys can kind of pick up on all these little points that I'm calling out here. But to kind of preface things here and just and give you a little bit of background, these viral relators, at the end of the day, it's essentially a relatable story. And these relatable stories have just really compelling and over-exaggerated features to it. It's really well staged. The stories are really, really on point with real life problems that people are going through. And we have a lot of really well staged and exaggerated visuals and audio to kind of support that feeling that you get with these stories. And you'll kind of see that a little bit more as I start breaking it down. So, cool.
Ugh, don't you hate sleeping on gross bed sheets?
So first thing I want to point out, I know it's a couple seconds in, but with a lot of these viral relators, we're going to be doing an unboxing or an unpacking, or really just going straight to the speaker. In this case, the unboxing, we like to keep things moving. So the box hits the ground, it's moving, and then it's opening immediately with a nice little 2D effect, this glowing, sparkling effect, instantly, making you feel happy and engaged and like interested in what's happening.
Mine was smelly, stained, and even started causing me to get back acne. It turns out normal fabric is actually breeding ground for bacteria. I had no idea what to do anymore other than just keep buying new sheets. I tried some special soap and washing all the time. I even tried taking showers before getting in.
So far, you could see that, it's a very relatable story. It's hitting on a lot of problems that people go through, and we're backing it all up with really, really powerful visuals. All of these visuals are definitely a little bit more exaggerated than they should be, but it's what's really going to hit home with these pain points and really make it a memorable ad that, people are either going to want to click through immediately, or if they come back to it later, it's going to be something that's embedded in their brains already, and they're going to absolutely immediately know, this was a company that I saw this from, because we are going a little bit more over the top with these visuals and the audio here. And again, you can see that with these added 2D effects and kind of crazy audio pieces. Oops.
Ugh, no idea what to do anymore other than I even tried taking showers before getting into bed. Nothing worked for me. But then my friend recommended I try out the sheets made by Miracle. And let me just say, these things really are a miracle.
So here we've hit the problem. We've run through the problem. They're already feeling, they can already relate to our story. And now we're introducing the product again, a beautiful unboxing, the nice glow coming out, a very, very simple 2D effect, but it goes a really long way.
The fabric is actually made using antimicrobial silver that eliminates 99.9% of bacteria, and they're still ridiculously smooth to the touch. The best part is they're always crisp, cool, and never cause me to overheat. Plus, my body acne is pretty much non-existent anymore. Seriously, I'm obsessed with these sheets. I'm probably do about 3 times less laundry now. I've been using Miracle Sheets for about a month now.
So something that she's going over is she's now hit the pain points. She's found her solution, and now she's talking about how her solution has helped her in her life. And her whole entire mood has changed. The whole entire pacing of the video has changed. Everything's on a lot lighter of a note, and we're still incorporating these very subtle, simple 2D effects, but now it's in a more positive light versus, the ones with the flies and the odors that you saw earlier were more a negative light.
And have since thrown out all the other ones I had in the closet. They were just straight up gross. So if you are anything like me and you're tired of sleeping in filth, I highly recommend trying a set of Miracle Sheets right now.
So something, at the end here is she closes off the relatable story by saying, if you're anything like me, and oftentimes we'll do, any kind of copy around that. If you're anything like me, if you've experienced this before, different kind of little keywords or key phrases like that to tie in the whole story, to give that last, connection to the potential customer of like, hey, I've experienced what you're going through before, and if you're anything like me, you should check this out. And then we like to end our videos with some kind of call to action. I mean, this is one of the biggest things that a lot of people leave out, but it's really simple. You've had your potential customer, watch this entire video, and now you need to tell them what to do. Get Miracle Sheets today, and we do a very, very simple animation of just arrows for, getting them to click the ad. So I'll play this again for you guys just to watch it all the way through uninterrupted, and hopefully you can see all these different points that I've made.
Ugh, don't you hate sleeping on gross bed sheets? Mine was smelly, stained, and even started causing me to get back acne. It turns out normal fabric is actually breeding ground for bacteria. I had no idea what to do anymore other than just keep buying new sheets. I tried some special soap and washing all the time. I even tried taking showers before getting into bed. Nothing worked for me. But then my friend recommended I try out the sheets made by Miracle. And let me just say, these things really are a miracle. The fabric is actually made using antimicrobial silver that eliminates 99.9% of bacteria, and they're still ridiculously smooth to the touch. The best part is they're always crisp, cool, and never cause me to overheat. Plus, my body acne is pretty much non-existent anymore. Seriously, I'm obsessed with these sheets. I'm probably do about 3 times less laundry now. I've been using Miracle Sheets for about a month now and have since thrown out all the other ones I had in the closet. They were just straight up gross. So if you are anything like me and you're tired of sleeping in filth, I highly recommend trying a set of Miracle Sheets right now.
Yeah, so guys, what I want you to take away from this is, we have a really, really powerful attention grabber right out the get-go. It's a really, really relatable story. And at the very end, it's really easy to tie it all back in with a relatable kind of line, like I mentioned, with if you're anything like me, if you've experienced this before, that last line right there, that last hook is really, really important and really, really adds that much more into getting your customer or your potential customer to click through. And the last is this CTA at the end here. Right. Let's go to the next one. Okay, cool. So this is one that we did for Shine Armor, which is, again, one of my companies. And basically, this did really, really well. It's a little bit different than the one that you previously saw because it doesn't have as many of these aggressive 2D animations and kind of features to them. It's definitely a little bit more of a dialogue, but I'm going to go ahead and play it, and I'll break down the different pieces as we go along, and then I'll let you guys watch it from beginning to end uninterrupted.
Don't you just love having a nice sparkling whip, but hate all the time, energy, and effort it takes?
So right out the gate, you have a really, really higher energy person that's immediately captivating you, getting you to stop, looking right at you into the camera. And then you have a nice visual backing up the pain point. So like right here, what this visual is a little bit of a grayscale filter to it, the red X and the buzzer, and it relates directly to what Cody, the speaker, is saying, hitting that pain point, and this is visually showing that pain point.
Takes to detail it? I know I do. I used to spend hours of my Saturdays cleaning, shining, and detailing my car. And then a few days later, it would look dusty, dirty, or like I hadn't even touched it. To top it all off, where I live, you can't even wash your car anytime you want because of water schedules. How stupid is that? So, between the ass busting, back breaking.
So, something that we did here that was really unique and that we've started doing, and it's definitely working really well, is we're differentiating really key phrases with just basic kind of speaking parts. So you have the black background, white text captions, and that's more of just the basic dialogue. And then any of these really important features that we want to exaggerate or embellish or push hard are going to be in this bright red, thick, more standout text. So that complements really, really well with the kind of over exaggerated visuals.
work to clean it. And the stupid water schedules, man, I was ready to just throw in the towel. Fortunately, though, a few weeks ago, I was doing some late night channel surfing, and I saw a commercial for Shine Armor's Fortify Quick Coat. Well, honestly, my first thought was, yeah, okay, because they made some pretty bold claims.
So a lot of times when you have a really dialogue heavy video, it can be a little bit dull and a little bit less engaging. So some little subtle things that we like to have in there are these different kind of zooms or transitions. And if you notice here, there are some side to side zooms and even some instances where it zooms in and zooms out really quick. And those little things help to just keep it a little bit more engaged when it's just somebody speaking into a camera.
Waterless wash, shine, and protect all in one. Come on, that sounds too good to be true. Scratch that. It sounded ridiculous. From my previous experience, there was no way that this product could do all of that. There was just no way. But I ordered some. I figured at this point, man, what do I got to lose? And let me just say, holy shit. This stuff is incredible. I detailed my car with it the day that it came in, and I used zero, and I mean zero water. My car looked better than it ever had, and it was protected. Nothing sticks to it, and it.
So here again with these relators, we like to still have some kind of demo going over for the voiceovers. It's really, really well staged. It's really highlighting if you used your product or if somebody used your product on the best day ever in the best case scenario, what would it look like? So for us here, we have a really, really well staged setup that would show, if you use our product, these are the amazing, outstanding results you get. And you have to make sure that every time you're staging and you're setting up to really demo your product, that you're showing what it would look like in the best case scenario. So if your product can work at its absolute peak, what would it look like? What would it feel like? And that's kind of what we highlight here.
Literally repels water. The best part is, and this is the best part, it took me only 15 minutes to detail my entire car, including the glass and the rims. It's insane. So look, if you're anything like me and you hate all the time that it takes to properly clean and detail your ride, but you don't want to be seen driving around in a dumpster, you need to level up your home detailing game and get yourself a bottle of Shine Armor's Fortified Quick Coat, ASAP.
So these can be, the dialogue in this can definitely be a little bit more salesy, and it's not going to be as authentic and raw and unscripted as, say, like your user-generated content, your UGC. So for this type of framework, it works really, really well. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to let you guys watch this again uninterrupted, and hopefully you can pick up on some of these pieces that I mentioned. So.
Don't you just love having a nice sparkling whip, but hate all the time, energy, and effort it takes to detail it? I know I do. I used to spend hours of my Saturdays cleaning, shining, and detailing my car. And then a few days later, it would look dusty, dirty, or like I hadn't even touched it. To top it all off, where I live, you can't even wash your car anytime you want because of water schedules. How stupid is that? So, between the busting, back-breaking work to clean it, and the stupid water schedules, man, I was ready to just throw in the towel. Fortunately, though, a few weeks ago, I was doing some late-night channel surfing, and I saw a commercial for Shine Armor's Fortify Quick Coat. Well, honestly, my first thought was, yeah, okay, because they made some pretty bold claims. Waterless wash, shine, and protect all in one. Come on, that sounds too good to be true. Scratch that. It sounded ridiculous. From my previous experience, there was no way that this product could do all of that. There was just no way. But I ordered some. I figured at this point, man, what do I got to lose? And let me just say, holy shit. This stuff is incredible. I detailed my car with it the day that it came in, and I used zero, and I mean zero water. My car looked better than it ever had, and it was protected. Nothing sticks to it, and it literally repels water. The best part is, and this is the best part, it took me only 15 minutes to detail my entire car, including the glass and the rims. It's insane. So look, if you're anything like me and you hate all the time that it takes to properly clean and detail your ride, but you don't want to be seen driving around in a dumpster, you need to level up your home detailing game and get yourself a bottle of Shine Armor Sport 5 Quick Coat, ASAFP.
So yeah, and some of the things that I want you guys to take home with this is, again, it goes back to the very basic and the fundamentals of this framework, which is a story that really relates to your ideal customer. So you really need to figure out who is your ideal customer, what are their pain points, and then build a really, really compelling story around that. This video did a really good job with a compelling hook and a really attention-getting hook. Again, it was really high energy, and instead of focusing 100% around exaggerated clips like you saw with that miracle one right before this one takes the captions and the text and does a little play on exaggeration there, and it definitely goes a long way. So, all right, let's hop into the next one. Cool. So this one is really, really good. It does a really, really good job of hitting a very, very emotional kind of pain points. It can be a little bit eerie in the very beginning, which you'll see, but it does a really good job of then pulling the customer out of that eerie feeling into this, wow, I found the most incredible solution. But at the end of the day, again, it follows that really basic kind of framework of a story that is emotional, that is deep, that's very problematic, and a really powerful solution. All right.
Aren't you tired of muscle pain ruining your day?
So again, I'm going to pause this really quickly. The opening in this, I've mentioned that for these relators, we like to do an unboxing, an unpackaging, or just straight to the speaker. In this case, we're doing an unpackaging kind of, or unloading, I guess you could say, kind of clip where it really gets people's curiosity going. She's pulling something out of a bag. It's a couple different shots. It's quick moving. It's only a few seconds, but it does a really good job of getting people's curiosity piqued and interested in your video. Okay, we'll keep it going. And I'm going to pause again real quick. So it goes right from the unpackaging to this really, really eerie, dark seeming kind of clip. I'm going to see if I can rewind it here. And it just has this grayscale again. It's really hitting on clips that show absolute pain points that the customer or your potential customer, your target audience is going through. In this case right here, it has a knee that seems to be in a lot of pain. We added that kind of gray filter on top of it to add a little bit more of like the eerie and painful emotion. And then if you listen in, you can hear, and I think the terminology is a crescendo. I really don't know exactly, but it gets louder and more eerie and more piercing as these clips kind of go along. And then it stops and it goes right into a little bit more of like, I guess, the pitch of the product. But I'm going to rewind it a little bit here and you can follow that.
Tired of muscle pain ruining your day? Seems like every time I work out or do anything really physical, my body needs multiple days to recover. And by then, I've completely lost my motivation to stick to any routine. I just didn't know what to do to relieve the pain. I tried pills, I tried foam rollers, and heating pads. Nothing worked. But then my personal trainer recommended that I try out Core Pulse. Let me just say, this thing is a miracle machine. It creates this high intensity vibration.
So right here is really cool what we did. And this is something that you guys can use across all of your videos. It's a really, really powerful and simple, subtle effect where the red here, the red glow signifies pain. And then this kind of orb around the product is almost like a healing effect. And it's really, really simple, but really powerful. And you can see as in a second here, as she's working this ball up her leg, that the red starts to fade and it's showing, this almost instant healing effect. So check it out.
vibration that penetrates deep into my muscles to alleviate tension and pain at the source. It's also super compact, so I can take it anywhere. The best part is the round shape is perfect for treating individual muscle groups and puts focused pressure on those hard to reach areas. Seriously, I'm obsessed with this product. I've been using it for about 2 weeks now, and I legitimately don't leave home without it. So if you're anything like me and you're tired of muscle pain holding you back, I highly recommend that you try out Core Pulse.
So with all of these relators, we need to be tying it in at the very end. You have a good story that you've established. The story is built around these pain points that you know your customer is experiencing, and you need to tie it in. And you've seen that with this one, with the Shine Armor one, and with the Miracle one. We always end with something that really draws that last line of relationship building with the potential customer. If you're anything like me, if you've experienced this before, things like that. So I'm gonna, and then guys, again, a nice call to action here at the very end. Click the link below, just telling your customer, your potential customer, what to do. They've just invested a minute of their life with your video, and they need some direction. They need to be told what's next. So I'm going to go ahead and play this again from the beginning so you guys can check it out with no interruptions.
Aren't you tired of muscle pain ruining your day? Seems like every time I work out or do anything really physical, my body needs multiple days to recover. And by then, I've completely lost my motivation to stick to any routine. I just didn't know what to do to relieve the pain. I tried pills, I tried foam rollers, and heating pads. Nothing worked. But then my personal trainer recommended that I try out Core Pulse. Let me just say, this thing is a miracle machine. It creates this high-intensity vibration that penetrates deep into my muscles to alleviate tension and pain at the source. It's also super compact, so I can take it anywhere. The best part is the round shape is perfect for treating individual muscle groups and puts focused pressure on those hard-to-reach areas. Seriously, I'm obsessed with this product. I've been using it for about 2 weeks now, and I legitimately don't leave home without it. So if you're anything like me and you're tired of muscle pain holding you back, I highly recommend that you try out Core Pulse.
Cool. So some key takeaway points here, guys, are play around with your own videos with those 3 different relator style openers, either an unboxing, an unpacking, or just straight dialogue from the get-go with the speaker. But in this case, what worked really well for us was just the unpacking from her book bag. That did really, really well. The very beginning, like I mentioned before, had the really, really powerful visuals with showing all the pain points, and it had that grayscale to it. That coupled with that eerie music really, really helps make, and as it got louder and louder, that audio just kept rising and rising. That really helps add that extra level of engagement, and really, really amplifies that hook. So make sure you're using audio. Don't leave out audio. Make sure that it matches up really, really well with your visuals, and it really will make your hooks that much more powerful and scroll stopping. Last is those 2D effects. Those 2D effects with the orb coming off showing healing, and then a red kind of flare to show pain. So cool. And I think we're going to move into viral Ugc hybrids. So these are interesting. They take the framework is now bringing in user generated content as a bigger focus, and we call the hybrid piece of it from drawing from a lot of the relators. So these hybrids will have generally a opener or a piece of it that is going over a problem, or it's demonstrating just some kind of struggle or really, really heavy agitation. And then it flows really nicely with user-generated content. So let's go ahead and hop into this one, and we'll start breaking it down. So I love this opener. It's very, very agitating. It's somebody struggling, lifting weights. it's definitely something that anyone can relate to who's experienced this before. And then if you listen, we have a nice little audio that matches up with it. Just it sounds a little cheesy, but these little tiny exaggerated audio cues are absolutely huge.
After I found this, I knew I had to share this with everyone.
The very first UGC clip that we put into these videos has to pique people's interest. So this guy, the first clip that we have here is getting everybody's curiosity going, and then we hammer it with some more, I guess, powerful supporting evidence, supporting customer claims and testimonials.
Man, I never would have thought it was possible, but it is. I just gotta say, man, wow.
This is prime. I've never experienced anything like it.
So again, we're bringing in some of those elements from the Relator, and where we have these very subtle 2D effects. We have, like you saw in that last clip, we have like the scientist working with the nice animation showing like a formulation kind of molecule, and these little tiny subtle cues added with the UGC make it a little bit more salesy, but also give it a little bit more of that viral aspect and really help kind of, I guess, move the story along and keep it engaging. So just notice and pay attention to some of these, again, very, very simple and subtle, but powerful animations.
I have the energy, and I've got it all day long. I sleep well, and I wake up feeling great.
Muscle strength, endurance, it's all coming back. I am killing my workouts.
My drive is back. My wife is happy.
I haven't felt this good in years. Nothing else has worked for me. Man, I wish I knew about this sooner.
So these are all what a lot of these UGC clips you guys have seen here, what we call like the Buddha clips, and it's your big undeniable authority figure. So it's somebody who looks like your target demo, they act like them, they speak like them, and then they're talking about the values that they have, and again, it should dig really deep into relating into what you're what you're trying to get across with your target audience. And again, it's that undeniable authority figure that you want to strive to be as the potential customer. So when you're looking at this, you can relate to what they're saying. You have similar core desires, and you have similar goals that you want to achieve. And if you think about it, it almost wouldn't make sense if you had somebody that looked completely outside of the demo that you're going after. They just, your potential customer wouldn't be able to establish that relationship or that sense of trust like they would with somebody who, in this case, looks like they're in shape, is really well spoken, and really represents like your ideal, customer. So, and then, throughout this, we've had, again, it has a lot of the UGC pieces to it, and then a lot of just these kind of viral relator style pieces to it that they're like the subtle 2D effects or just the struggles and the agitation kind of scenes. And then we ended off with a nice call to action because, again, we don't want to leave our customers hanging or our potential customers hanging. We want to tell them what to do next. They just invested time into your ad. Tell them what to do. So I'm going to go ahead and play this through so you guys can watch it uninterrupted.
After I found this, I knew I had to share this with everyone.
Man, I never would have thought it was possible, but it is. I just gotta say, man, wow.
This is prime. I've never experienced anything like it. I have the energy, and I've got it all day long. I sleep well, and I wake up feeling great.
Muscle strength, endurance, it's all coming back. I am killing my workouts.
My drive is back. My wife is happy.
I haven't felt this good in years. Nothing else has worked for me. Man, I wish I knew about this sooner.
Yeah, so some big takeaways from this video specifically is the openers you really want to agitate. You really want to even go over the top and exaggerate this initial problem to get them hooked. That once you've agitated in that very first clip, you want that very first UGC segment to have a bold statement. So you want to pique their curiosity. You want to say something that's really going to get their attention. And then to make sure that it flows really, really nicely and that all of the emotional triggers are connected, you want to have each of the UGC's clips, each individual person's clip, almost finish each other's sentence. So if you notice how it flowed, it was someone started an idea, the next person was finishing a little bit more of that same idea, and then the next person was finishing a little bit more of that same idea, and it just flowed really nicely. Everyone was in unison. Everyone had a very similar core desire and emotional attachment to the product, and it really just helps piece everything together for a nice, cohesive kind of flow. So let's hop into the next one. Awesome. So this one is really, really, really interesting. It's really cool. The opener is really funny. It's shocking, it's scroll stopping, and it does a really good job of instantly getting your attention. So let's go ahead and break it down.
If you know me.
So like I mentioned with these viral UGC hybrids is we don't want to hop right into someone speaking out the get-go. We want to agitate a little bit and kind of pique a little bit of curiosity. And we did that here in this one by the guy's head in the bowl of cereal. It was a little exaggerated, a little extreme, but people can relate. You know, when you're really, really worn out and tired and you're struggling to kick off your day, that's pretty much how you feel. So, yeah, it was a really good hook. And then it leads here right into this nice, bold opening kind of statement.
You know, I normally don't make videos like this, but I just felt like this is something everyone has to know about.
I've never experienced hydration and energy like this in my life. I'm so mad I didn't know about it sooner.
It's called Rapid Hydration Mix by Hydrate and it's completely supercharged my energy levels.
So since this is a hybrid and it's not just straight UGC, we want to add in these extra little elements that make it a little bit more engaging. And in this case, what we did is we did what your kind of energy levels, this little 2D animation here on the side of what your energy levels are like with and without hydrant. And as you can see, we did a little bit more of the grayscale for the without hydrant and then just this better lighting, happier kind of feeling with hydrant.
I really can't believe how well this stuff works. I've never felt better, and it lasts all day long.
Of course I recommend hydrate. Seriously though, this is the best way to start your day. You've got to try it. Wow, that's really good.
Just order it. Your future self will thank you for it later.
Cool. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and play it all the way through with no interruptions so you guys can see it flow.
If you know me, you know I normally don't make videos like this, but I just felt like this is something everyone has to know about.
I've never experienced hydration and energy like this in my life. I'm so mad I didn't know about it sooner.
It's called Rapid Hydration Mix by Hydrate and it's completely supercharged my energy levels.
I really can't believe how well this stuff works. I've never felt better, and it lasts all day long.
Of course I recommend Hybrids. Seriously though, this is the best way to start your day. You've got to try it. Wow, that's really good.
Just order it. Your future self will thank you for it later.
So a few things to remember here is with these viral UGC hybrids that this one did a really good job in is do get a little bit more, exaggerate a little bit more on these hooks. So make it a little bit more extreme, agitate it a little bit more before you hop right into that first UGC. And then always start off that first UGC clip with something that's a nice, bold statement. And in my opinion, and from what we've seen, this makes some of the best hooks for this framework. All right. Cool. So I wanted to add this one into here because, Facebook, there's a lot of compliance issues on Facebook, and a lot of people have, some more taboo spaces, and those are great spaces to be in. A lot of them are really unexplored and just haven't been done. So this is a really good example. This is a brand called V Fresh, so you can kind of imagine what it's about. And this is a really good example, guys, for what you can do if you have something that might be a little gray in terms of Facebook policy and just things that you can and can't run. So let's break it down.
It is so unlike me to make.
So again, following the same framework for these UGC hybrids, we're always agitating or hitting that pain point at the very beginning. And in this case, we have the girl sitting on the stairs, feeling alone, kind of grabbing her stomach, and you instantly feel some kind of pain or some kind of agitation. And then, flows right into that first UGC clip that has a nice, bold statement or something to kind of pique curiosity.
Make a video like this. I feel like I have a responsibility to share this with you guys. It's called V Cleanse by V Fresh, and I've never been more excited about a product in my whole life. It's time to show your V who's boss. Once I started using V Cleanse, my V was symptom-free, and I felt amazing. Ladies, please stop wasting your money and time on those messy creams, those white.
So again, just kind of going over, it's a taboo kind of space. It's tough to run a lot of the stuff on Facebook and be really aggressive with it. So these UGC hybrids are a really, really good framework to use for things like this, because she's able to talk about these issues and not necessarily show them. And it really helps, sell the product without running into, Facebook kind of policy issues.
And those antibiotics. This product has literally given me my life back. I actually feel sexy. And I love it.
So these UGC hybrids, they all of the UGC clips need to kind of finish each other's sentences almost. So like I mentioned before, it's, someone starts an idea, the next UGC clip kind of adds on to that idea, and then the next UGC clip kind of completes the idea. And it really helps the whole thing flow into one overarching, core desire focused video. And then again, we like to end with something nice like this. And so I'm going to go ahead and play this through so you guys can see it uninterrupted.
It is so unlike me to make a video like this. I feel like I have a responsibility to share this with you guys. It's called V Cleanse by V Fresh, and I've never been more excited about a product in my whole life. It's time to show your V who's boss. So I started using boot cleanse. My day was symptom free. I felt amazing. Ladies, please stop wasting your money and time on those messy creams, those wipes, and those antibiotics. This product has literally given me my life back. I actually feel sexy. I
Yeah. So, some pieces of this video that you guys can start implementing and that are really, really important here are that it's a very aggressive, exaggerated clip. And then each of these UGC pieces is a user scenario, right? So it's somebody who has used the product, has been affected by the product, and you want to make sure at the end of the day that this person who's speaking on behalf of the product is the absolute ideal target demo. You want to make sure that they really fit that mold, that when you look at them, it's someone that you can almost relate to. And yeah, again, this is a really, really good framework for when you want to push something and you want to run something that might be a little bit gray in terms of what you can do with Facebook. All right. Cool. So, yeah, viral UGC demos. So these are, so at the basic structure of these, it's the most raw, unscripted, unedited type of framework that we use. And it really is almost as if someone just took out their iPhone, they really enjoyed a product and they felt like leaving a review, and they did the very, very minimal for editing and kind of any type of effects or whatever. It's very, very raw, authentic, bare bones, and these generally really, really resonate well with people on Facebook. I mean, at the end of the day, Facebook is a social platform. People don't always like being sold to. So if you have an audience that's really keen to things like that, and it's really sharp with things like that, these UGC demos do really, really well. Because like I said, they're very, very authentic, they're real feeling, and yeah, they relate to customers really well. So let's hop into this first one. This is a company, Gainful, and yeah, you guys can check it out.
Strawberry milkshake, cookies and cream, peanut butter cup. Believe it or not, I'm actually talking about my favorite flavors from my new favorite.
So with this style, something that we like to do is have a really, really satisfying hook. And that's satisfying visually, and then the audio, the voiceover, whatever, is also really, really satisfying. So I'm just going to kind of rewind it here for a second so you can see. A lot of times we do slow motion or things pouring out or things being mixed, something that hits that like satisfying kind of itch.
Strawberry milkshake, cookies and cream, peanut butter cup. Believe it or not, I'm actually.
And he's talking about things that almost make you start like salivating, like cookies and cream and strawberry, and it's really hitting on these satisfying kind of keywords here.
Actually talking about my favorite flavors from my new favorite supplement company, Gainful. This stuff is amazing, guys. And best of all, it's actually specifically made just for me. Yeah, you heard that right. Gainful sends me a specifically formulated.
So a lot of times with these UGCs, they can be really dull at times and very like monotone and basic, and it could really be an easy way for customers just to leave, or your potential customers to just leave because they're not hooked or there's not something that's really keeping them there. So some things that we've done and we did really well, I think, in this video is we do a lot of different kind of zooms, transitions, and different point of views. So it still really, really feels like someone just picked up their phone and did some kind of, testimonial. But you'll see we have the selfie style version. We have the point of view style version. We do some zoom ins, some zoom outs, some cross transitions, and just pay attention to that as I keep it going. And you'll see that those little tiny changes definitely help keep the engagement up and make it not so, I guess, dull and monotone.
Blend that is specifically designed for my personal fitness and dietary goals. This stuff is incredible. So let's start with strawberry milkshake. This one might be my favorite. It's time to mix the protein. Now all we gotta do is shake it up and take a drink. Oh, it's so good. So if you're tired of supplements full of trash or supplements that just taste like trash, I would highly...
So this is a pretty common theme you've seen throughout a lot of our videos. At the very end, we always like to tie it all together. And this definitely has a little bit of that relator aspect to it, where he's saying, if you're anything like me and if you're tired of this, and it's just drawing that customer in to make that one last connection to them to hopefully get them to click through to your site and make a purchase.
I really recommend Gainful. Gainful has really changed the way that I look at supplements. And my only regret is that I didn't find them sooner.
So I'm going to go ahead and play this uninterrupted for you guys.
Strawberry milkshake, cookies and cream, peanut butter cup. Believe it or not, I'm actually talking about my favorite flavors from my new favorite supplement company, Gainful. This stuff is amazing, guys. And best of all, it's actually specifically made just for me. Yeah, you heard that right. Gainful sends me a specifically formulated blend that is specifically designed for my personal fitness and dietary goals. This stuff is incredible. So let's start with strawberry milkshake. This one might be my favorite. It's time to mix the protein. Now all we gotta do is shake it up and take a drink. Oh, it's so good. So if you're tired of supplements full of trash or supplements that just taste like trash, I would highly recommend Gainful. Gainful has really changed the way that I look at supplements. And my only regret is that I didn't find them sooner.
So with these videos, you really want to touch on authenticity, but you don't have to be afraid to be a little bit salesy and be a little bit scripted. So at the end of the day, these aren't going to be the ones that literally look like someone just picked up and they're in their room with a very dull light and looks very, very amateur. This is going to be a little bit more produced feeling, but at the same time, it feels authentic and it feels real. Okay, cool. This is one we did for Hydrant that does a really good job of keeping things engaging and interesting by using multiple locations. So let's go ahead and break this one down.
I was slipping at work and my performance was dropping. I was feeling this constant fog, like a mental...
So guys, right out the get-go, just notice that the camera is moving from side to side. It's kind of going in a little bit. It's kind of going out a little bit. And again, this is just to make sure that we're not super dull and monotone throughout the whole video. If he literally just had his phone out on a tripod and just fixed, it would look a little bit more dull and it's not as engaging and you don't feel like you're in and you're in the video or as involved in the video as you should be. So just pay attention to that as this video goes.
Fog that I couldn't shake, even after getting good sleep every night. I was scared, nervous, whatever you call it. I had a good job, room to grow, and I couldn't afford to lose it. 3 months ago, on Fox, I saw Hydrant.
Notice, too, that he's not just sitting there with his hands by his side. He's not just sitting there not moving. He has a lot of hand motions going on. He's pointing at things. He's directing the users or the viewer's attention at things. So just pay attention to those very subtle kind of cues where he's moving a lot and he's moving kind of with the camera and he's just matching the tone of the video.
No, not like a fire hydrant, but this stuff makes the stuff that you get out of there better. Yeah, I'm talking about water. Drinking water alone may not be enough to properly hydrate you. I never knew it mattered.
So that's a clip that I absolutely love. And when I go back for you guys, when I go back and play this uninterrupted, just make sure you pay attention to this. So it follows the camera itself. He rips the packet open, and as he goes and pours it, the camera kind of follows it and goes down with it. Again, it's just adding that extra little layer of creativity to make it more engaging because these UGCs can be very dull, and it's real easy for people to get bored of the content and just leave your ad. So these little tiny tweaks, these little tiny creative measures that we take with of camera angles and camera movement is really, really important.
Until I found out that dehydration is what's been causing my low energy and my low performance. Hydrant Plus is made with a precise blend of balanced electrolytes for proper hydration. Plus, it's got 100 milligrams of caffeine for that boost of energy. So there's no midday crashes like I used to get drinking coffee. Drinking Hydrant first thing in the morning has given me focus, tons of energy all day long. Mentally, I feel sharp. It's a simple fix. If you want to start your day off right, drink Hydrant.
All right, let me go ahead and run through this so you guys can see it play all the way through.
I was slipping at work, and my performance was dropping. I was feeling this constant fog, like a mental fog that I couldn't shake, even after getting good sleep every night. I was scared, nervous, whatever you call it. I had a good job, room to grow, and I couldn't afford to lose it. 3 months ago, on Fox, I saw Hydrant. No, not like a fire hydrant, but this stuff makes the stuff that you get out of there better. Yeah, I'm talking about water. Drinking water alone may not be enough to properly hydrate you. I never knew it mattered until I found out that dehydration is what's been causing my low energy and my low performance. Hydrant Plus is made with a precise blend of balanced electrolytes for proper hydration. Plus, it's got 100 milligrams of caffeine for that boost of energy. So there's no midday crashes like I used to get drinking coffee. Drinking Hydrant first thing in the morning has given me focus, tons of energy all day long. Mentally, I feel sharp. It's a simple fix. If you want to start your day off right, drink Hydrant.
So something that I didn't really touch on, but it's a really important takeaway with this is you have to build that relatable story. So with these UGCs, a lot of times what we do is we'll hop into different forums, Facebook groups, and we'll actually see what people's pain points are and even take some of their stories and kind of turn it into something that we can work with. So you have to have a really relatable story. You have to understand your target demo. And another piece here that was really, really important is the multiple locations. So like I've mentioned with these UGCs, they can be very dull. And we found that by switching up locations, by switching up kind of like the lighting and the atmosphere, that it really helps to hold people's engagement. All right. Yeah, so this one is one that we did again for Shine Armor, and it's definitely a little bit more on the salesy end. It's definitely a little bit more scripted, and it has a little bit more of effects in it, but it still has that very bare bones UGC demo framework where we're trying to be as unscripted as possible. This one, again, we did push it a little bit more, but let's go ahead and break it down.
Hey guys, listen. I just got done washing my car with this sponge, this bucket, and this stupid hose.
So the opening is really cool. It's satisfying. It's, it has even the sound effects of like something's being wiped with a sponge. The screen is being cleared. It's something unique and creative. So it's a really good hook for something like this. And then he immediately is throwing the sponge because he's frustrated into the bucket. And the problem is, kind of immediately recognized.
The car looks pretty good, right? Well, it should. I spent 2 hours washing and detailing it. Bitch of it is, when I got about halfway through it, I remembered that I ordered a bottle of...
Just notice again that the camera is always kind of moving. We're moving with him walking. The camera is going side to side, zooms, big cuts, things like that, just to spice it up and keep it engaging.
Shine Armor's fortified quick coat that I saw on ESPN a few weeks ago. See, it says right here, waterless wash, shine, and protect.
Right here, we have a nice point of view, kind of over the shoulder angle. Again, just changing things up, keeping it fresh, keeping it new.
You kidding me? I'm not sure how that's going to work, but we'll see. I've been really wanting to try it, but my car was so filthy this morning, I completely forgot I bought it, and I just washed my car the old-fashioned way. I decided to leave a spot unwashed so I could try this stuff out under the worst conditions, and really just.
So I know I've been mentioning these UGC demos. We really like to keep them as raw as possible. And generally, we don't put in these 2D effects. But for something like this, we wanted to try it out, and it actually worked really, really well. So the splatter on there, it's pretty low. It's pretty subtle, and it still kind of fits the mold of this UGC demo framework. But just kind of pay attention to it and see how it shakes out.
To see how well Quick Coat works and if it's any good. All right, let's give it a try. Let's finish it. I've seen this part everywhere, but now it's my turn. Here's for the water test. That was insane. Did you see those beads? The cleaning only took a few minutes. I will never use anything else. Shine Armor Fortified Quick Coat is the one for me. And if you're like I was and still detailing your ride the old-fashioned way, you have got to try this stuff.
So, yeah, this one is definitely more scripted, but it still does a really good job of having a relatable story and, being as authentic as possible while still kind of selling the product. So let's go ahead and play it all the way through.
Hey guys, listen. I just got done washing my car with this sponge, this bucket, and this stupid hose. The car looks pretty good, right? Well, it should. I spent 2 hours washing and detailing. Bitch of it is, when I got about halfway through it, I remembered that I ordered a bottle of Shine Armor's Fortified Quick Coat that I saw on ESPN a few weeks ago. See, it says right here, waterless wash, shine, and protect. You kidding me? I'm not sure how that's gonna work, but we'll see. I've been really wanting to try it, but my car was so filthy this morning, I completely forgot I bought it, and I just washed my car the old-fashioned way. I decided to leave a spot unwashed so I could try this stuff out under the worst conditions, and really just see how well Quick Coat works and if it's any good. All right, let's give it a try. Let's finish it. I've seen this part everywhere, but now it's my turn. Here's for the water test. That was insane. Did you see those beads? The cleaning only took a few minutes. I will never use anything else. Shine Armor Fortified Quick Coat is the one for me. And if you're like I was and still detailing your ride the old-fashioned way, you have got to try this stuff.
So this one definitely steps out a little bit of the UGC framework, and honestly, we didn't think it would perform as well as it ended up doing. So it just kind of goes to show that you can keep that same really raw and authentic UGC framework, but still kind of push the boundaries a little bit with getting creative by adding subtle 2D effects and just making it a little bit more, I guess, scripted. But at the end of the day, the fundamentals are really, really similar to all the other UGC demos that we're doing, where it does have that really raw, authentic feel. So, yeah. Guys, that was, those were the three main frameworks that we use. And pretty much 80% of all of our videos use those frameworks. And the other 20% is spent on testing new kind of frameworks and angles to try and figure out what's resonating best and what's working best right now with Facebook and YouTube, Instagram, any of those other platforms. So starting with those three, we pretty much can always dial in a winning piece of content month one just by utilizing one of those three frameworks. And I wanted to kind of leave you guys with something that you can go ahead and do right now. So here's a video that did extremely well for us. This is definitely a little bit more on the UGC demo side. This is one that my wife and I did. So I want to share this one with you guys because it's something that you guys can do right now by yourself at home with an iPhone. So let's check it out.
Hey, what are you doing? Hey, babe, what are you doing? Just opening our new sheets that I found on miraclebrand.co.
Nice. What do you like about it?
So these are supposed to.
So this really did kind of start out with us unboxing, and I kind of just came in and just started asking questions, and this is kind of what it like turned into. So for the most part, this was not scripted. It was just a very basic open dialogue, and kind of if you can keep it rolling like that without a lot of context and a lot of pre-scripting, then it can actually turn out really, really well. And yeah, let's keep it rolling.
Help with bacteria growth on your sheets. And since I have so many sinus problems, I figured this could really help. So they're super soft, which is hard to believe that there's silver woven into the material. And it's supposed to prevent smells. So you sweat so much that I have to do the sheets every few days so that they don't smell. So we're going to give these a shot. See what I'm talking about? Look at all your sweat stains. So I went through the.
So here's kind of like a little bit of the demo of the UGC demo kind of framework where we're coming in, we're pointing out like a problem, we're changing the point of view here, we're kind of doing a little bit of an over the shoulder. And again, it's just changing up angles, changing things up to keep it engaging and interesting and fresh.
The sheets on to the mattress cover. So hopefully these take care of that. These are amazing so far. I can already tell they're going to keep us cool all night long. So, is it bedtime yet? Guys, Miracle Brand is still running the sale, so make sure you get onto their website, miraclebrand.co, right now.
So this did have a nice little call to action. We literally did this in 15 minutes, guys, and this video has done incredible, like absolutely amazing, actually. So it's something that you guys can do right now at home with your own products, and you don't need to spend really any money to do it. So super powerful. Definitely give that a whirl. Yeah, so guys, the last pre-COVID things were CPMs were getting to be all-time highs. I mean, it was really, really tough to have lower CPAs and get the kind of acquisition costs that you wanted. And so you had to be really creative and really start trying a whole bunch of new different things. And it was getting really, really tough to acquire customers at a reasonable price. So a lot of things that we noticed that people were doing is they were really having to step outside of brand to get over the top salesy, to get over the top with all of their content, and they just weren't tying it back in with their brand. So one of the most important things is that we've come to figure out is that you can still stay on brand and push content that will convert. So kind of like I wrote here, the goal is always conversions while not compromising your brand. Some of the biggest things that I want you guys to take away with this and keep in mind when you're running your own content is that subtle cues are the most important low-hanging fruit that you guys can put into your business, into your content, into your creatives. It is those small 2D effects, whether it's a simple grayscale filter over a scene to show the negative effects of something you're trying to paint, or if it's a nice glowing effect when you're opening up your unboxing. Those little tiny subtle 2D cues 2D effects are incredible. And that goes for the audio too. A lot of people really disregard the audio because a lot of times when you're scrolling on Facebook, you're really not listening. But nowadays people are more than ever. So it's not something you want to leave out. Like I mentioned in one of those other, like I showed you guys in one of those other earlier videos, we had some scenes where things were getting really intense and really eerie, and we really want to build that up. The audio really helps amplify that. So the last thing I want to leave you guys with is be creative. You have to think outside the box. Take whatever is winning in your business, in your creatives, run 80% of your content to that, but then use that other 20% to always be innovating, always testing and trying something new, and to be as creative as possible and think outside the box. If you guys ever want to chat, we have some of our info right here. You can also add me on Facebook, shoot me a message, and we're happy to help. So thanks a lot, guys.